Hello, everybody. Tonight I bring you some very bad news from Quebec City, Quebec, about a shooting at a mosque which has resulted in a number of deaths as well as quite a few more injuries. Now, the reports that we have, the information that is available, is not exactly comprehensive. The hashtag is trending on Facebook right now with hashtag Quebec Mosque Shooting, and a lot of claims are being made by average citizens, members of the press, and even people creating fake Twitter accounts masquerading as the Reuters news agency. This, of course, is causing substantial confusion. Now, I'm not one to fly off the handle often. Granted, I do have my moments, but when it comes to something like this, I find that freaking out, making claims, and snapping to judgments doesn't help anyone. I said this with the BLM kidnapping, and I'm saying it now. Our duty as responsible citizens is to wait for information to come in before reacting. There was a short anecdote about the difference of responding compared to reacting, in which a waiter comes across a scene in a restaurant where a number of patrons have found a cockroach at their table. Well, first patron is freaked out and kicked the cockroach away. It's skittered under somebody else's table. They've now freaked out. And the waiter simply looks around, sees what's happening, grabs a piece of paper and a cup, slides into the cockroach, cups it in the thing, and tosses it outside and kills it. The difference here is that all the patrons reacted. The waiter responded. The difference between reacting and responding, folks, is taking the time to analyze the situation and acting in a prudent and conscious manner. So what does this all have to do with the Quebec Mosque shooting? Well, this. Folks, I would advise you all to take 24 hours and just avoid making any definitive claims. Aside from the fact that you can say, yes, there was a shooting at a mosque in Quebec City, yes, people were killed, yes, people were injured. What more do you actually know? Again, I will liken this to the BLM kidnapping case, where there was nothing to say that Black Lives Matter as an organization was responsible. However, it is possible and likely that, based on the words heard in the video, the actions, the phrasing in the video, that those actions were actually, if not motivated by, emboldened by the rhetoric of Black Lives Matter. So I would say the Black Lives Matter movement more than the organization. Two separate things. Likewise, in this case, there have been a lot of demands, a lot of instincts from people calling for everyone to demonize and blame Donald Trump and his administration over this. I take the exact same stance on this as I did with the BLM kidnapping case. I'm going to wait for some more information, but looking at what I know, is it possible that the rhetoric put out by Donald Trump and the Republican Party has contributed to a certain degree of Islamophobia, or at least, because I hate that word, it's not an irrational fear, it's an opposition to. In any case, you understand how I'm using it, but is it possible that rhetoric has sparked certain violent sentiments against the Muslim community? Absolutely. I wouldn't deny that'd be ridiculous. However, I have seen people online claiming this is the responsibility, this is all to do, and the blame rests squarely at the feet of Donald Trump and his administration. You are deluded. I'm sorry, but if you're going to fly off the handle that quickly and claim that Donald Trump is responsible for this shooting, then, well, I don't know if you can be helped. I hope that with time you'll calm down and come to see this as what it is, simply a horrible, violent crime that, at the moment, we don't know much about. And sure, if it comes out that a member of Donald Trump's team was acting under his orders, I'll say, yeah, he was responsible. But folks, we have to be more mindful about how we approach things. So in any case, you're probably going to hear a fair bit of information about it. It's not often that there's such a shooting in Canada, so it's going to make some headlines. And of course, it was targeting a mosque, so we know that there will be quite a number of individuals on both sides looking to spin their narratives. While that happens, all that I recommend that you do is sit, wait, listen, and when you have sufficient evidence and you know what's going on, consider responding. Thank you all. This has been Viper Unscripted. To the families and friends and the community of Quebec City, and as I said, the family and friends of those who attended the mosque and those who survived the shooting, my thoughts are with you. Good night.